Man, you're rocking with your boys at Dead End Hip Hop. It's your boy Feefo and Ken. If you didn't know, now you know. We're doing 365 reviews. So that means all of 2021, you're going to get an audio review from me and Ken. If you would like to support me and Ken, make sure that you drop something at our Cash App. That's $ Dead End Hip Hop. Also, if you don't have Cash App, you can do it via PayPal, deadendhiphop@gmail.com. Make sure that you hashtag DE365 so that way we know it's for me and Ken. Dead End Hip Hop audio review. Jodeci, Diary of a Mad Band. We got Shelton J on. What it do, Shelton?
What's happening?
We've never done Jodeci before. So I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a bio. And once I started looking up the info, I know why Shelton recommended this joint. So Jodeci is an American R&B quartet with members Devante Swing, Mr. Dalvin, KC, and JoJo. Formed in 1989 in Charlotte, North Carolina, Jodeci's members began their musical careers as two duos of brothers and after years of limited success, joined forces. After signing with Uptown Records in 91, the group began to work on their debut album, Forever My Lady, which brought them mainstream success with the Billboard Hot 100 single, Come and Talk to Me, and the album's the album's self-titled track. God damn it. I can't say that damn word. I was going to make it sound sexual. I didn't want to do that. There's a lot more to them, but look, man, Jodeci is motherfucking classic. And with that being said, look, like I said, we have Shelton on. Go do your Googles, look him up. This man has worked with the Korean Beyonce. Her name is Ailey. He's had record deals and written and produced credits and all this type stuff. Shelton J, what it do, man?
What's happening?
It's because of the Charlotte connection? Is that partly why?
Yeah.
I got you.
Wait, that's where it starts at.
I wish we had video because this man's wearing the Carolina Panthers hat.
We can get video now.
But yeah, so this is gonna date me a little bit, but I never listened to this entire project before.
Wow.
This came out in '93. I was in the 3rd grade when this came out, but by the time I got to 8th grade, I damn sure knew what the hell fiending was. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
but back then, right, the way you came across music, your friends and people will put you on, but you didn't necessarily listen to the entire project. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I came up in the era of tapes, but when I was really getting my hands physically on music, it was through CDs, so I can skip and, so I never listened to this whole project. Like, this is my first time listening to the whole thing. So it took me back. I'm like, damn, bro, this is when R&B was at its height. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't make R&B music like this no more. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of R&B today isn't trying to sing the pants off of women. And that's what they was doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck all of that super hyper aggressive shit and, things that are a bit vulgar. Now they was extremely sexual, but they weren't vulgar. You know what I'm saying? It was like the gentleman's way of coercing a woman to come back to your path. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, man, like it just took me in a time machine because this was the time when I got game. Like I got game from fiending. Like back in the day when I was a kid and I started talking to a chick, this is the type of music I had playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like this is that type of music, man. And it just made me realize like I am disenfranchised with R&B today. And it's not where the genre was set up to go. But with all that being said, man, an amazing album. And also, I didn't know that it was two sets of brothers.
Yeah. Let me tell you what's funny about what you said just now. You said something that was key. You said that it put you on game. They literally put me on game.
Really?
Let me tell you what I mean.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, and I want to know what you think of it before I tell you what I think of it, Ken. But as you know that they're from Charlotte. Well, they were a gospel group. They were little Cedric and the Haley singers. You can look them up. So KC and JoJo were a gospel group, and KC was the lead singer, and he's a younger brother. But they were kids, and he was the lead singer. Well, I used to go to watch them sing gospel. I was a little boy.
Oh wow!
Going to watch them as gospel artists, and they were my favorite gospel artists because this little kid is commanding these arenas, these it's small churches and arenas, but he's killing it. And I remember going to a show And watching JoJo, I used to watch. Like I said, I study these guys. When I said I wouldn't be doing music if it wasn't for Jodeci. That's where it starts. I would watch him talk to girls. He was leaning on the wall. He had his foot on the wall, his hand in his pocket. He was leaning on the wall with a Jerry curl. He was talking to this chick. I saw this and I saw how cool. I was watching. I said, I'm gonna be that. That's where I got my game. That day I decided that's gonna be me.
That's what's up.
That's what put me into cause I was a drummer always. I always played drums. But that I was like, I'm gonna sing now. That's what I'm doing. I gotta do it. But it came from Jodeci.
That's what's up. That's crazy.
But yeah, it's two sets of brothers. And it started with the two older brothers as well. Yeah, I think one is younger, one is older. Each of the brothers had started a group because the other brothers were the popular ones. They didn't want them in the group, but they let them in the group anyway, and they came to New York, got with Puffy, and they blew up. That's how it started.
Wow.
What you think, Ken?
Well, 93, so I was in 11th grade. This was definitely part of that transition. You definitely use this. You want to get some whatever. You throw on some Jodeci. Because the thing about them is that this was them really kind of stepping a little bit away from that soft ballad type of shit and giving a little bit more of an edge to it. You look at the album cover and they give you 4 good ballads that are simpy or whatever. But then Ride and Slide besides Fiendin'. Fiendin' was that shit just kind of fuck people's head up.
Yep.
But then you got Ride and Slide and Alone. You talking about cursing. They cursed in that song. And I was like, whoa, shit. This motherfucker just say, I don't give a fuck about the TV?
Yeah.
That shit caught me off guard. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That's in my R&B now?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to sing that? That was so fucking weird to me. But it was the edge that had it, and it was the edge that they had that attracted a lot of the females to them because it was starting to merge those two worlds of hip hop and R&B. But yeah, the most interesting thing about this album to me is how My Heart Belongs to You, the first track, became this hit without any fucking radio play. Everybody knows that song. And it is amazing to me. Because when I buy albums, especially back then, I was playing this shit, I would always play the first half. Eventually because I wanted to get my money's worth, I would start listening to the second half more and more. And I started to kind of force myself to like a lot of those songs on there. And there's some interesting information about the second half. We'll get to it. Oh, you got it then.
Well, you
no, you got it. I'll let you got it. I'll let you go. But yeah, I'll always play the first half. I don't need to play the second half, whatever. But I was always surprised that people knew the first song. I always thought people just knew the radio hits.
Yeah.
But when they knew the first, I was like, dang, everybody, okay, all right. But What About Us was the jam.
Yes.
Man, that shit, man. Yeah. Man, this shit has some bangers on here. But it took a minute for me to fully love and embrace the song because of those songs 5 and 6, Ride and Slide and Alone. I wanted more of what was on the first album as the last 2 closing tracks of the first half. I think it's You and I forgot the second one. But JoJo and KC each had a song, a solo song. And that's how they closed out the first half of the first album. So it kind of threw me off with Ride and Slide and Alone. I was like, I don't know about that. But the first 4 was banging. So yeah, but nah, this is definitely the joint.
What were you gonna say about the second half? I don't know what you.
Nah, you go, because I think I know what you're gonna say.
It's produced by each set of brothers. That's what it really is. The second half is Dalvin.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I'm glad you did go there. So okay.
Dalvin is doing the up tempos. Devante does those ballads and those hit records. That's Devante. Dalvin is the B-side guy. But he's got great records, but it's still B-side.
Yeah, because there's I think on Ride and Slide they let Devante get to the vocoder thing or whatever.
Devante solo.
Yeah.
But Devante is the main producer of the group. Dalvin got like on the third album. I don't know if you remember on the show, the After Party.
Oh, man, I bought that too.
Get On Up.
Yeah,
that's Dalvin. But
yeah,
he does like the because he's a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
So Devante plays everything, but Dalvin is the drummer. So a lot of those, the ones that are up a little bit more in tempo, that's Dalvin.
And the thing about this one, and it you kind of need the years for this whole picture to become clear. Was the show the After Party, the hotel, was a departure from this album.
Yes, it was.
But it was a continuation of Ride and Slide and Alone.
Mm-hmm.
They took that and flipped it and turned it into this whole collection of songs that played on that, and then they were just out and they were just gone.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was interesting. But you know, back then you're not gonna know that because that album didn't even exist. You know, so yeah, so you didn't know where they were even thinking about or even trying to go. It just shows that for them, they were like, we're not going to stay in this lane and in this box. We're going to continue to evolve and do and push boundaries in R&B.
Yeah. And what's funny is at this time, you know, you mentioned that they were crooners. They were crooners, but you had Boyz II Men out. Boyz II Men was your pop successful group.
Yep.
Jodeci was the opposite. They were the bad boys of R&B. So you had the good guys, shirts and ties. Mm-hmm. And I knew this a lot because that's what everybody was. You was gonna be one or the other. Mm-hmm. If you was a singing group at the time, or you were coming up after them, of course, like I was. You were gonna be either good guys like Boyz II Men, or you were gonna be bad boys like Jodeci. And Jodeci liked the thought of being bad boys, so they turned it that way. That's why they hung with Suge so much, and all those guys like that. Suge was their guy, Death Row. They got songs with Death Row, but This is timeless music to me. This is just so you know, this is my favorite album of all time. Of all time.
All time?
Of all time. This album, and like I said, part of it is partial home team.
Yeah, nostalgia and all that. Yeah,
because I knew where they came from. Like I said, I know that I can tell you the gospel. I can sing the whole gospel album if you want me to. But what I'm saying is, I've been with them since their inception. I remember them coming back saying, "Y'all want to see KC?" You know, he came in church like with wild hair and shirt unbuttoned, like I still, you know. I'm like, dang. But this album to me, it just meant a lot. Like, it shows JoJo's range, Casey's leadership, Devante's production, Dalvin's production, all their harmonies. They put so many, and that's something that they're not known. They put so many vocals. They're the leaders in music, in harmonies, in vocals, backgrounds. Their backgrounds are produced immaculate. And you can if you can just listen to an instrumental track with their backgrounds, it'll blow you away. Because they do so much. And these
more than Boyz II Men?
More than Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men.
We have to sit down and talk about that.
I had to show you.
I know. That's why I want to pick your brain and hear what you hear.
And what I mean by that is they stack those vocals so tight, and it's so many layers.
Yeah.
It's layered, like layer upon layer upon layer. And I'm gonna send you a video of them recording. I think they're recording this album.
Okay.
But Boyz II Men is that dope. Now don't get me wrong, but ain't no question about their singing ability.
Yeah.
It ain't in the conversation, but
it's not about that. Yeah.
But as far as how they stack their vocals and how they do vocals, Jodeci is unmatched. Jodeci is
really
beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. The layers is beautiful. It's stacked. What people don't know about singing and R&B music is background vocals are stacked. And what I mean by stacked is, say it's 3-part harmony in the background. Those 3 parts, each one of those notes or lines is done 5 times each. Mm-hmm. So it's really 15 voices in 3-part harmony. So when you hear the record, they compressed the first one, they compressed the second one, they compressed the third one, and then you put it out there. That's why it's so fat and meaty. Mm-hmm. Well, Jodeci would do that, and they would do 50 stacks.
Oh, shit.
So they would be doing like a bunch of voices in there.
So it took them like 30 minutes just to get the background shit.
Oh, it takes forever. That takes hours.
Damn.
Yeah, it takes hours. That's a tedious process. Mm-hmm. That's why it's so easy now and so quick, because they're just doing stuff, and they're joining this hip hop era where there's not much vocals involved. Back then, it took a lot more work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, due to technology and also like the stacking thing. Like, you know, I haven't been in an audio studio as much as you, but we have doing projects and stuff. So I know a little bit of the terminology. So as soon as you said stacking, I know exactly what you mean, because there are hip hop artists that do it, but it's not. They're not stacking it like singers. You know what I'm saying? So and you could always tell a good stack because, like you said, it sounds commanding without being commanding because it's not designed to be at the forefront.
Right.
It's designed to be in the back, but it's designed to still get your ear over everything else that's happening. You know what I'm saying? If you're paying attention like that. So no, I definitely I feel you. And then hearing you saying like how they worked on that on this, I'm like, oh yeah, with the harmonies and shit, yeah, they definitely they are different.
It really shows on the opening track.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right around that 3-minute mark.
That's a beautiful thing.
Oh man.
But even won't waste your time. Cause you got KC won't waste your time all up in the front, and then you got like 4 or 5 different niggas in the back, like doing different shit.
And the way they kind of going back and forth.
Yep.
It's just
What people don't know about Jodeci too is they flip it. So it's almost like with them. Say we do sports too. So I may be playing the point guard. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They flip it. So the 5 is playing the 1. The 4 is playing the 2. The 3 is the 3. They do that on their with their voices. So I may be singing this part and you singing this part, and then they'll switch in the middle of a song. You don't even
what the fuck?
They do all kind of stuff like that. That's the difference in them and others.
Yeah.
But Jodeci, this album, like you said, Ken, those first 4. Ooh, the first 4 songs that you can play that, play that
over and over.
But this whole album, man, I like all these records. I really, really like all these records, and I like them for different reasons. But
that's how I got to that spot as well, because I wanted to make sure that I tried to appreciate the other parts of what they were doing, and just hearing like them singing up tempo, and then I started to appreciate like the vocals and the way that KC would sing some of these up tempo songs and JoJo as well. I do like what you said about JoJo, because I really felt like JoJo was strong on this record vocally. Like they really allow him room to just kind of come out and do a lot more than what I remember him doing on the first one.
Right.
Definitely on like Fiendin'. Like I feel like that was like
he killed it.
Yep, he killed that shit.
What About Us? He killed that too.
Oh man,
that's my record.
Man, yeah, he did. Yeah, nah, he was nice on that one.
You know what's interesting? It's just a sign of the times. We just recently did Joyce Overgrown, right? That had 14 songs and it was 39 minutes. This joint here is 13 songs, an hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Like, especially like when me and Ken go back to other hip hop joints, it's just like, damn, anything really from that 2010 and earlier, it's like 13 songs, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Today is 13 songs, 25 minutes. It's so crazy, how music has evolved just overall. Like before, I feel like music was so structured. You say you get 16 hook, chorus, 16 hook, chorus, and then, you got a little intro, you got outro. Now it's kind of like verse, chorus, and the song. Like what just happened?
Right. And that's like you said, it's a sign of the times, because songs used to be like, some of these records are 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yep.
You go even further back, some of those records, 70s was 7 minutes, 8 minutes. The intro, it would take 2 minutes before they even start singing.
Yep.
But now even then, just a little tidbit on the music side, when you would play songs for executives, you had 30 seconds. You better hit them in them 30 seconds, or you're out of there. So that's kind of how music
wide
shrunk.
Condensed.
Radio's quick. We have a.
So here's what I was gonna say that I thought you were gonna say, and I did not know this, but Timbaland and Misdemeanor was Missy Elliott was on this joint.
Oh yeah.
We didn't have the track list like that back in the day.
Yeah, what
I didn't notice it until I pulled it up at Apple.
Yeah, they was if
what was Timbaland at?
In the meanwhile, kick it.
Let me tell you, you got to read Timbaland's bio too, because Tim talks about this. He was under Devante. Devante basically had him held hostage, basically, and he had to escape.
Wow.
Devante had Missy, Timbaland, Magoo.
I remember Magoo. I bought his out.
Pharrell even came in for a little bit. All these guys were under Devante. Devante had this whole, all them producers that were dope came up under Devante. Devante was the man.
Crazy.
But Devante was a dictator. And he held them like hostage basically in the room. He would feed them. You couldn't leave. So yeah, Timbaland and Missy is all. Matter of fact, Missy is rapping in that one record. She's rapping on it.
So now, in the meanwhile, now playing it, I hear Timbaland.
Yeah.
I hear nothing but Timberland.
Mm-hmm. He literally had to escape from Devante, and that's not a figurative. I'm saying he literally had to escape out of that house because they made him stay in this house. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I forgot about that. That part.
Yeah, like I didn't know. I thought they were just some random people that were on the shit, and they eventually turned into these mega superstars,
bigger than Jodeci.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, Missy and Tim are bigger than Jodeci.
That's
no disrespect to Jodeci, but
no. He's their mentor. He was their mentor. So, like I said, Missy, I think, is on Sweaty. I think that's the song she's rapping on. Magoo was on here too, rapping, I think, on one of the records. But yeah, they were all under that umbrella. He had all of them at one time in the same camp.
That's crazy.
And like I said, he was their hero. And Devante was so far ahead of his time production-wise. But he's always been a little different. He doesn't like to travel. So if you see interviews with Jodeci, even today, he's not there. He's out like doing his own thing, but he don't like to fly. So he's driving everywhere.
Yeah, Sweaty. I fuss with Sweaty.
Mm-hmm. You can hear it all over there too.
Give me all.
Mix check 1, 2, kick.
Yep.
That's Missy.
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy.
Of course, Redman was on here.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, we got to shout out Reggie Noble.
All right, so we're gonna do something a little bit different because I do think this is the oldest project we have reviewed so far on DE 365. Is it a classic or not?
Yes, to me it is.
Okay,
yeah.
Why is it a classic to you?
It has multiple hits, and I can play it all the way through.
Got you. What about you, Ken? Is it a classic?
Yeah, it's a classic, man. Like which is like R&B classes are obviously different from hip hop because you need like damn near the whole album to bang. R&B, you just need like those certified hits. This thing has like an easy 4, like unquestionable, and then like depending on who you're talking to, you can go 5 or 6 with just the first half, and then you could look at fucking Redman on here. We can get into the shit that's outside of what this album. What we even knew the album was. Redman's on here. Fucking Missy Elliott's on here. Timbaland.
Yeah.
Like, it's a classic because it like helped launch these babies that you didn't even know, and plus they kind of changed the game too.
Yep. 100. For me, it's a classic. I don't have the nostalgia. Like I said, this is my first time listening to the entire thing, so I'm gonna just default to what y'all said. You know what I'm saying? Y'all lived in that era. But yeah, man. Look, Jodeci, Diary of a Madman. We went all the way back with this one. Should we go even further back? You know what I'm saying? Hit us up on Twitter. Make sure you become a Patreon because we always ask for your recommendations over there. But yeah, hit us up. Let us know if you want us to go even further than 1993 when it comes to music. Again, thank you for the support. We're doing almost 1,000 downloads a day on the podcast reviews, and that's because of you. We ask you to help us to continue to grow organically by sharing this podcast review with at least one other person, whether you know them, it's a coworker, family member, or you don't. Type in a random phone number and just send it to them. Who the hell cares? But we appreciate you guys. Also, if you like video content on some of these reviews, again, join Patreon. $1 goes a long way with Dead and Hip Hop. But Shelton, thank you for coming through again. We appreciate you. We out. Peace.
Peace.